won 2 games against the top 13, and they still, Joby, have a lot of those top sides still to play. A big game at Fulham at the weekend. Then it's Arsenal, Bournemouth, who are fighting for their lives. I mean, we could go on here.
Well, I think when you look at their record against the teams in the top half, which has been nowhere near good enough, for me, their season, their survival hinges on those games. You look at, as you say, the Bournemouth, Leeds, Leicester, those teams in and around them, Crystal Palace, that is what it's going to come down to. You look at the games they have won recently, or I say recently, Southampton, Forest, Everton, again, teams in and around them. And they, make no mistake, they are in a dogfight. And whether they survive or not will come down to, for me, the results against those teams in and around them.
Well, to finish, it's Brentford, Leeds and Leicester. When it comes down to the crunch.
I mean, yeah, I've been in a relegation fight, and I remember looking at fixtures going, well, that's a great chance to get 3 points there. It doesn't work out, like you end up getting chinned. And other times you think, we're not going to get anything, and you do. 3 points there. It doesn't work out, like you end up getting chinned. And other times you think, we're not going to get anything, and you do. They are capable of getting results, but my worry for them now is the damage that result was done for the defence, and how you somehow breathe some confidence into them for their next game the weekend. Bonner didn't start today. Maybe you bring him in, but then he's probably thinking...
Go three at the back again, which they have done plenty of times.
Possibly. I always felt as a player, when a manager did try to do something a bit proactive, I didn't mind that, just to try to change it, freshen it up a little bit. But they need to have something different, And I do look at it. They have got characters in that dressing room. I look at Declan Rice in midfield, and he's the sort of leader you want right now. But when you're in that relegation fight, it's incredibly tough, and you can't see a win coming. And you look and think, maybe we go away from them, we might be a bit more difficult. It's going to be really tough for West Ham, but I still look at it and think they're going to be all right.
I think the big problem for me when I look at a West Ham and maybe a Leicester, there's not one player in that dressing room that would have thought they're going to be in this situation with the games they got to go. You look at Bournemouth, you look at Southampton, with the greatest respect to them.
You're in a fight.
Would have come in thinking, if we stay up, Forest, we've done well this season. I think that's the big question now. Mentality, do they have those
and
characters?
The fans almost will sort of feed off that as well, whereas they think, what are we in this? We shouldn't be in this position. Yeah,
well, tonight's result's a prime example of that. Even at the best of times, they're not expecting to be losing 5-1 at home to Newcastle.
The good news is, the comfort is, there is still a lot of points to play for.
Yeah.
Dak, I mean, you've played in hundreds of football matches. I doubt you've played in many where everything seemed to go wrong.
Yeah, look, I think I'm going to be brutally honest here, and if you look at the reality of the night, it's that you can't win any game of football conceding 5 goals how we did. 5 poor, terrible mistakes that you can't make at the top level. We've not defended as badly as that as a group, as individuals for months. So it's a real tough one to take, because on the other hand, I felt an energy, a good start, desire, a fight. I felt the crowd. Felt us pushing, even when we was 2-0 down. It didn't feel like we should be 2-0 down. We was playing really well. But what put the nail on the head was the goal to start the second half. Put ourselves with a mountain to climb, and from there it's really, really tough to get back into any sort of game. We had real belief going in at half-time that we can really turn it around. We felt, like I said, we felt the crowd, we felt the energy. When we was on the ball, we felt like we was getting into the box. We got the goal, which was good. But it was just that, in the end, when we're trying to go gung-ho and we're leaving ourselves open like we did, we made five mistakes, like I said, you can't make, and ultimately it's a bad night. Is there any finger you can put on? I mean, obviously no one means to make a mistake. Of course not.
But for sort of 5 to come so quick, one after the other, I mean, you win as a team, you lose as a team. We've been around you this week, and after the win on Sunday, there's been a real good spirit around the place. It's just no one means to do it, do they?
No, there's been an incredible spirit. There's been an incredible togetherness within the group. Like I've said all season, it hasn't felt within like we are down there, but that's the reality of the situation. But yeah, look, like you said, really, it's a real tough one to take. Because we sensed it tonight. Before the game, big game, our game in hand, we really wanted it. Really wanted to go out there and put on a performance. And if anything, what West Ham's built on, it's built on heart. When you put this shirt on, when you play for this badge and these fans, it's built on heart, desire, never giving up, never giving in. Giving everything out on the football pitch for the shirt and the badge. And I think tonight we let ourselves down ultimately because, like I said, fans are going to go home tonight and they're not going to be happy. And we're the ones trying to entertain them, and we're the ones on the pitch that can only do it. You know, towards the end of the game, we couldn't even do the basics, which is, you know, shut up shot, defend, work hard, keep the ball. Like I said, you know, my mind's going 10 to the dozen. I mean, I'm just trying to think about the game, and it's really tough. It hurts, but you know, we're positive. You know, we've got enough to get out of this. You know, I'm not worried at all. I said in an interview a few weeks ago, we can only worry about ourselves. You know, I've had that mindset since Spurs away. You know, we've picked up results, other teams have won, but it doesn't matter because, you know, it's down to us. You know, if we win our games, we'll be all right, and I still believe we're going to be fine.
Is this a game where, I know you know everybody watches clips back, you watch, I'm sure the manager will want to reassess the game, but as a player, is it one where you just want to put it to bed because you know that it's the mistakes that have brought the result about, rather than, because for half an hour, as you said, after they went 2-0 up, for half an hour we were playing some good stuff, and if their first half had gone on for another 5 or 10 minutes, you could easily see us getting level.
Most definitely. Like I said, you sensed that. You sensed us really getting back in the game. The first goal killed us, and then obviously the second goal as well was really tough to take. But then, like I said, you sense that. You sense that in the stadium. You know, someone wins a tackle, you win a header, it gets the fans up. We really got on top then. And there were a couple of other chances we had. Free kick from Lucas, Pope made a great save. Obviously, we scored the corner, and there was a real belief half time. We was pushing each other, really pushing each other in there to say, "Come on, let's go out there, boys, give it everything." And you know, we couldn't quite do that. But look, I've seen the goals back already. I've obviously just come and done this straight after the game. I've watched the goals back, and the beauty of football is that you've got another game Saturday against a good side. But already, yeah, but I'm ready. I'm ready already. If I could play tomorrow, I would, and I'm sure most of the boys would, because I want to put it right. The lads want to put it right. The manager wants to put it right, and ultimately we want 3 points again. We want that winning feeling, and hopefully we can get that on the weekend.
Thank you, Dave.